latitude 0, longitude 0. Speaking from the center of the world, Ghana. This is where we are. This is the center of Pan-Africanism, moving black people forward, uniting us on the same platform, telling the stories that concerns us. Boom! Zo TV Talking Points. Do not change the dial. Stay tuned. Sound of the drum. We're taking you to the ancient times and then the modern times. You can't take away the drum. There's an amazing musician in the house today, and therefore we have to call the ancestors with a musical tone to welcome him into the house. Speaking from the center of the world, you can check it out geographically. Latitude 0, longitude 0. Ghana, the country of the warrior king. Zo TV is back. Zo TV Talking Point. You know what we do in this house? We sit, we talk, we discuss Africa, we discuss black people way forward on a positive note. Yeah, but you know what we do here too? There's always something on the table because we like to make our house a bit interesting so that we don't get too serious, even though we are very serious. But yeah. Part of the house is we share a drink. And this drink you see over here is hibiscus flower. Hibiscus flower. Google it and see. What does the hibiscus flower do? You can only find this right where the studio is at the Palette Kitchen. Okay? And Ghanaians call it sobolo. Anyway, the man in the house plays a very interesting instrument, and I love the instrument. I love the instrument because one is unique. Two, it's similar to an instrument in Ghana at the same time. So I find it very interesting because when our ancestors were forced out of our land to the new world, we thought they've forgotten everything. But the interesting thing is they got there. And they gave birth to a new way, a new sound that is still African but different. I'll let my man introduce himself.
Yeah.
My man, introduce yourself.
It's great being here on Zo TV. My name is Nomad. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, which is the most southerly of the Caribbean islands. I wish we were like 0, like you are, but that's all right. I wish.
But that is why you are 0 now.
I'm at Zozo. Yeah, so we right down there next to South America, Venezuela, and they call us the Southern Caribbean. A lot of people in the Caribbean call us Southeast.
Southeast?
We call it South.
Okay.
The most southerly of it.
Yes, but you have a short name to call TT.
TT, yeah, Trinidad and Tobago, Trinbago.
I like the TT.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the origin of the steel pan.
Alright.
We're talking steel pan. I'm a steel pan player.
Yeah.
I'm also a multi-instrumentalist. Player for about 5 or 6 different instruments.
Yeah.
And I'm here in Ghana promoting the steel pan.
Promoting the steel pan.
Hoping that one day soon I can have a little orchestra and teach Ghanaian musicians how to play the instrument. Yeah. And we take it from there and take it to the rest of the continent.
Out of all the 54 countries in Africa, why did you choose Ghana?
Well, in the diaspora, we hear about Ghana more than any other African country.
Okay.
Well, except maybe Ethiopia, if you're Rastafarian.
Okay.
But Ghana is close.
Ghana is close.
When we think of Africa, we think Akan culture. We take, the history of West Africa.
Were you taught in school? Well, because you can't just be hearing about Ghana. They have to be something that give you the name Ghana. Were you guys taught in school?
Yeah. We actually had African images in our school books.
Okay.
So part of the history lesson was getting the idea of where Africa is.
Okay.
What the people look like, and a little bit of the history. It didn't go in depth, but it was enough to awaken the consciousness of that's your origins.
Okay. So looking into that book, that's where you saw Ghana, Akans, and seeing all the other ethnic groups?
Just a few.
Just a few.
Because I guess they couldn't pack as much information as you really needed into just one or two chapters.
Yeah.
The education system that they try to control you enough so that you just awaken a little bit and you go on your own and you do your own research.
But before you came to Ghana, without you not knowing much about Ghana or Africa, what was your perception about Africa?
I guess
we all work with certain preconceptions about places that we want to go or places that we want to venture ourselves into. There's something in there. So what was your
growing up in the 70s and stuff? We were exposed to what was called the Black Power Revolution.
Black Power Revolution.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that affected Trinidad and Tobago as well, where we had some Afrocentric leaders who did certain things to get the government aware that we're here.
Okay.
And eventually they were able to.
Where did the Black Power Revolution thing came from?
Well, it
was it Black Power Revolution in Trinidad or Black Power Revolution in America?
It was happening in the States at the same time.
Okay.
And in fact, one of the instigators of the whole concept of Black Power was a guy called Stokely Carmichael, who is Kwame Ture.
Yeah, Kwame Ture.
Right. So he actually came to Africa and he was based in the States, but he was born in Trinidad.
Oh.
And so he had that foundation.
Yeah.
And then after coining the term and putting the fist up in the American universities and stuff, that whole concept became a powerful symbol.
So Kwame Ture worked with Guinea.
The president of Guinea.
Yes. Yeah, that's what. Guinea-Bissau?
No. I think his name was Ture.
Yes, but the country, because we have.
It was just Guinea.
Guinea. Guinea-Conakry. Yeah. Okay.
So he, but he eventually moved there because the funny thing about this, he was actually banned in Trinidad by the government.
Oh, Kwame Ture.
Yes.
Okay.
He was banned. Yeah. I met him when the ban was lifted, and it was funny that the person who lifted the ban was the East Indian Prime Minister of Trinidad.
Oh, okay. And it was all because of the Black Revolution, Black Power Revolution.
Well, the lifting of the ban was because of the new Prime Minister and his policies.
Yeah.
But the ban came during the time where there was an uprising within the States, and the Americans had influenced our Prime Minister to try to clamp down on the whole Black consciousness movement in the Caribbean and in Trinidad as well.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So come back to the question again. So that was Kwame Ture, Black Power Revolution, but I think I was asking what was your perception about Africa before you discovered Ghana? Yeah.
So growing up as a youth in that atmosphere with Black Power, I saw that there was something happening as a young man.
Yeah.
Something happening that was a little confusing. So they were talking about Africa, and there were different images coming in from the media and history books, and so I did my own research.
What images were coming in?
Well, there was a mixture of images. There were like some of the images of Black people being poor and slaves, right? But then when we saw the history in the textbooks and stuff, then we said, this ain't right. So a lot of us started to just research on our own.
Yeah.
And then we already had the culture with drums and stuff in Trinidad. That never left.
Yeah.
That's why the steel pan came about.
Okay.
Right? But the steel pan really came about because the British had banned the drums. And so our people had to find different ways to express themselves. And they used the bamboo.
Okay.
right? You know, if you hit the bamboo in different places, you get
we do have the bamboo music.
Right.
Up to now, we have the bamboo music.
Okay.
But it's more prevalent in the villages.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
I don't see it around.
There's a group of the guys that came here. When I say here, Palette Kitchen is in Osu. Our studio is located in Osu. There's a group of guys that came here the last time playing the Duduruji and the xylophone. Okay. Those guys, they play the bamboo stuff. They call it kojonko.
Okay.
Yeah. They play the bamboo stuff.
Are they a can?
They don't come from one particular ethnic group.
Right.
A mixture of Gans and Akans and Ewes. Yeah. But it is across almost everywhere in Ghana, but more in places where bamboo is prevalent. Because it's an instrument that is played with bamboo. Yeah. So if bamboo grows in your area, yes, definitely you're gonna play the bamboo music. Yeah.
Shake body. You don't see this one before. This one is new in Ghana. You see the instrument before? One time, hey! Hey, we go play. Who guys are looking for here?
So anyway, the history of the Steelpanist is very involved. It will take quite a minute to get into it.
Yeah.
But
give me a summary of it.
A summary.
Yeah, but you've already told me.
Right. So
when they banned the drums.
Right. So and they actually banned it because I think they found out that the Africans were using it to communicate from like one plantation to the next.
To another.
Yeah.
Yes.
So because our people would be planning revolutions, burn plantations down and stuff.
Yeah.
And the whites were like, they're over there, they're over here. How the hell are they getting to communicate? And they heard the drum and they said, maybe something to do with that instrument.
Okay. So, I think they were very right.
Yeah.
They picked up on the signal very right.
Of course, because a lot of the people who were brought from Africa were actually musicians and capable people with a lot of skills.
Yes.
Because the whites wanted people who could do blacksmithing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
In order to make it easier.
Yeah. All the artisans, professional artisans were all taken on board.
Yeah, they knew who they were taking.
Yes.
So that is part of the history. But in I think it was the early 20th century, oil was discovered in Trinidad.
Oil?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so at that time, the Americans were using the oil and they started shipping the oil. At that time, America actually had a base, a military base in Trinidad, but eventually we chased them out.
Okay.
So the place is still there, but so with the whole thing about oil coming in, of course the oil came in drums, and because
the oil came in drums.
Well, it came and that's the refined one, but the crude one was taken from Trinidad and shipped out.
Yeah.
Right. So the material, the whole of the drum was the whole of the oil was in drum.
I get it.
So because the drums were now discarded, the empty ones.
Yes.
Discarded across the land.
Yeah.
And our people were looking for ways to create music and rhythm and stuff. Eventually, somebody probably found this drum probably had like a dent in the top of it. Yeah. And somebody hit it and it went boom. And they hit over on the other side and then So then they started to use that as rudimentary instrument.
Yeah. When we were in the village, because I was born in a very typical village in Ghana, and we didn't have access to all these flamboyant European toys. So we had to make our toys to create music. Even though drums were available in the village, you go through a certain stage to be able to play drum or touch the drum. You just don't jump up and want to play the drums. So you didn't have access to drums like that. But we will make drums out of empty cans.
We had the same thing.
You get what I mean? Yeah. So you take an empty can, like a Milo can, that is a bit bigger, and then we'll take a milk can that is a bit smaller.
Right.
So you can get all the tonal properties. Someone's playing bass, the other one is playing the hand.
So at the same time it was happening.
Yes. It was happening on the other end. Wow.
That connection has always been there.
Okay.
But most people don't see that because they don't. The diasporans already study in depth.
Yes.
The things, the intricacies of what's happening in the
country. Yeah.
So that's what we have to do now.
Yeah. So that is what gave birth to Steelpan.
Yeah.
So now you recycle empty drums from crude oil.
Right.
To make
which we also use as garbage cans.
Yes, as garbage cans as well. Oh.
So you will put your garbage there.
Yes.
Take it to the dump or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like you taking garbage and making beautiful music.
Yeah.
That's like a metaphor for our lives, our experiences.
Alright. Alright. Yes, so I come back again, 54 countries, and then something brought you to Ghana. Then I said, why did you choose Ghana?
Okay, well,
because Ghana was more on the radar.
Yeah, but more on the agenda of black consciousness.
Yeah.
And also because Kwame Nkrumah, his advisor, George Padmore, was a Trinidad.
Okay.
I think he's actually buried here as well.
Yes, right. George Padmore Libraries in Ghana.
Yeah, so that connection between Ghana and Trinidad and Tobago has always been strong and always been there.
Yeah.
And I'm here again saying we're here to strengthen it because recently the Asante Hene came to Trinidad last year, August, for our Emancipation Day celebration.
Okay.
And he brought his entourage, drummers and dancers and all the beautiful Celtic clothes. And we celebrated that. And so now the capital of Trinidad, which is Port of Spain, has been twinned with Kumasi. Okay. So they are twin cities now.
Okay.
Yeah, so that connection is...
Boom, 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 boom. Man, you know, if you are watching us live, you are watching us from the Pallet Kitchen, which is where our studio is located.
It's located.
It's in Osu. And we are live on Zo TV with Nomad from Trinidad and Tobago. I've been seeing on the social media platforms that people are asking, oh, what is it about Ghana that everybody's going to Ghana, every diaspora is moving to Ghana? You know, a lot of people are asking those questions, especially other African countries asking that. But go do your research work a little bit. You realize that, one, it's not because Ghana is in the center. And if it is, then, you know, we have the magnetic pull. We are pulling everybody here. But it's because we have a long history standing of slavery, where our ancestors were kidnapped from our land, taken into the new land. Our ancestors said their offspring will one day come back. So if they are coming back here, there's nothing strange about it. And that is why Ghana seems to be having a lot of diasporas coming in. Plus, I'll tell you, Ghana is a soft landing place as compared to many African countries. You might disagree with me, but you know, put it on the comment section, tell me what you think. But it's a softer landing place compared to most African countries. Language, people are friendly, there's no war, we haven't been in constant war. You know, we know what's up. And our people too have been marketing themselves by reaching out to their long distance cousins out there, by going to Trinidad with Asante Hene going to this place. You know, we've been walking around and telling our stories. So when people come back, they come back because we've been spreading our wings. Yeah, man. Steelpan. So you want Steelpan to take over the whole Africa, right?
Oh, definitely. That's my mission. In fact, I'm trying to see if I can get somewhere down the road a manufacturing plant right here in Ghana.
Okay.
That we can have the expertise brought from Trinidad to Ghana, the manufacturing equipment, some of the techniques, and we train Ghanaians so that Ghanaians themselves learn how to make the instrument. Because there are other people of other ethnic groups in the States and in Europe who are making the instrument. Yeah. And we don't want to have a gap between the diaspora and Africa, and now we have to buy steel pans from Sweden. Yeah. In Africa.
Where do you buy the steel pan from?
Right now we have manufacturing plants in Trinidad.
In Trinidad.
But there are also people in the States who are making them.
Okay.
And I think in England as well. In UK, where they are Caribbean population. Yeah. And some of the Europeans in the United States have also learned how to do it because they come to us asking, how do we make this?
But there's a long-standing colonization thing in Africa where most traditional instruments have been relegated by our people. And even though, yes, we do festivals and we bring our kings and queens out and we play the traditional instrument, but that is only when there is festival. But on a normal day-to-day basis, our traditional instrument is not really,
visible.
Yeah, it's not visible. So, in the light of this, how do you see Steelpan doing well in Ghana when we already are struggling with some part of our traditional instrument that are not really doing? I don't know whether you get where I'm coming from.
I get you.
Yeah, so I see it to be a very hard work. Or so far, how do you see your instrument?
As far as promoting it, it's going to take effort.
Okay.
And now that you mentioned the issue with traditional African instruments in Africa being suppressed a bit, it's up to diasporans like myself now to come and say, well, let me do a collab.
Okay.
Because I like the sound of the xylophone.
Alright.
So I would like to play my steelpan with a group of xylophone players.
Okay.
So when we have things like that happening, it's the seed that I'm planting.
Alright.
So that other instruments can rise up from being hidden in Africa as well.
Yeah. So definitely you are looking out for some collaboration with African artists.
Definitely.
Not necessarily Ghana, but the whole continent. Yeah, but I think you have an artist already.
I do.
Yes, I think so. You do? You have an artist on mind already?
What's his name?
I don't know.
The xylophone player.
But the xylophone player? The guy who came to play at the Palette Kitchen here?
Underground. The Underground Festival.
The Underground Festival?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to collab with him?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I'm going to give you a suggestion.
Okay.
I think you should collab with Davido.
Davido?
Yes.
The singer?
Yes.
Okay.
Because, you can play his tune very well.
Okay. Well,
you're not too sure about that?
Give me his number, man.
Oh, yeah, man. If anybody's watching us, there is this nice man from Trinidad and Tobago, who can, replicate the video sounds just like that with his steelpan, I mean, listen to it now, on. So comment section, man, tag the video and tell him that his next new album,
got to put some live steelpan on it.
You have to put some live steelpan on it and let the Caribbean guys feel you where you are coming from. Afrobeat should not be limited to only people on the continent Africa. It should go viral, and to go viral is to pick up instruments from brothers and sisters on the other end and then mix it up. So TV Talking Points, do not change the dial, stay tuned.